Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Eagle Cast.
Woo! Woo!
This is a very special
Haley.
episode because not only is it our 6th episode, it's our final episode of this year. The Eagle Cast isn't going away forever. It's just not going to be with the three of us anymore because I, Haley Bass, am graduating. So it'll be these two nerds and somebody else.
Goodbye, Haley.
But we're not gonna let this be a bummer. We're not gonna let this be a bummer the whole time. We're still gonna do this like completely as normal and everything. So first, let's talk about something on May 29th, our original projected graduation date, and that will be our graduation because Governor Abbott amended his original statement.
It's happening.
It's happening.
For real this time.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be a lot different than any of our other graduations because, we will have to socially distance and everything like that. And there will be like all these safety precautions and everything. But it will happen, which is a good thing. So at least it's something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been upset if we didn't have graduation at all.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom
would
have been more.
It'll still be live streamed, so all of the people that can't come because of the member limit or just because they can't make it to Lindell that day, they'll still be able to watch it because of it.
Mm-hmm. Another news, senior superlatives came out recently, and Haley Bass over here won one of them.
I did.
One of the most talented girls in Lindell High School, Haley Bass.
Yep, I did. That was cool. It was very cool. All of the superlatives made so much sense to me. I'm so happy for everybody that got one. All those people are really cool people, and I think we did a great job in picking them. So, but I'm biased.
Good job, guys.
I'm very excited to give Kevin all the senior superlatives next year.
Oh, yeah.
I want at least one. That's all I ask. Just one.
Which one?
I think the most honoring one would be most talented, but I'd be cool with whatever.
Yeah. Coolest dude. Best podcast host.
Oh yeah, me and Zach.
Hopefully it'd be me and Kevin.
Hopefully, yeah. Now it's like somebody else starts their own independent podcast and they win.
Just to spite us.
Kevin has done that already.
Oh?
That's in the past. It meant nothing to me. I thought of us the whole time.
Oh, did you?
I smell treason.
Yeah, for real.
I'm the only real podcast member left. After Haley's gone, but
yeah, but I'm still here. We still got a whole episode to do.
Yeah.
All right, well then let's finish this final episode. Moving on, we got the more you know.
Yes.
Some segment, I hope. We're gonna talk about fun facts and things that we've learned, probably over quarantine.
Yep.
Just like last episode, we also have every single person has their own the more you know. So Haley, you want to start us off?
Yes, I do. So I found this one recently through a podcast, and I thought it was really cool. New Zealand has a government-appointed wizard. Like, he's a member of the government, and that is his title, is wizard.
Is he like a magician?
No. His name is...
what wizardy things has he done?
So basically he was this dude who was like a professor, right? And he had these like political views and everything, and he was very passionate about them. So he kind of tried to rally his students together with him, and his views were very much so not the views of the government. So he kind of started almost like a mini revolution. He eventually got to the point where he went to Christchurch, which is a city in New Zealand, and he would stand in the city square every day, and he would give speeches about his views on things and try to rally people. And he was actually so persuasive and so likable that a lot of people started following him, to the point where even though the police would be like, hey, you can't speak here, there'd be so many people that they wouldn't want to stop him. So instead of trying harder to stop him, they just decided to make it official. So he had a couple friends in the government, and they were like, hey, dude, we can't just let a regular person come here and speak all the time, but if we give you a government position, then you could. So, like, what you want? And he was like, make me wizard. And then they did. So now he's
Wow.
government
Would
appointed.
be.
He's
I
like
would
a
like to be
modern Buddha.
officially called a wizard. That'd be kind of cool.
That would
I
be
want to be a
very,
warlock.
very cool. Yeah, I don't know why wizard, because it's not like he does magic. He's kind of just a political activist, but hey, to each his own.
I mean,
It's
if I was
every
in that
boy's
position,
dream.
yeah, I would take wizard any day.
Exactly.
All right,
He's like Buddha.
Kevin, let's hear your fun facts. I hear you've got something kind of scary today.
Today, I'm going to talk about the Murder Hornet. They found it in Asia, and it is the largest species of hornet in the world. And just to give you some perspective on its size, it's 1.5 inches, which is the length of 2 quarters side by side.
Oh
And
my
for
God.
comparison, like a regular hornet is only 0.5 to 0.75 inches. So it's twice the size of a regular hornet. And the stinger on this hornet is long enough to sting through a beekeeper's suit. And it has 7 times the amount of venom as a bee.
Ugh.
And the worst part is, you know how bees, when they sting you, like they die, like that's their whole thing. So they don't
These
really
ones
do it.
don't?
These don't. They can sting as much as they want. So like they could sting you, then just keep going.
Hey, Kevin, you cut out right there. So say that sentence again.
Wait, which one?
Just the last one you just said. They sting you, then keep going.
Oh, yeah, like they can just sting however much they want and keep going.
Okay, look, I come here and I bring y'all government wizards, and you're gonna explain to me about a murder hornet?
Look,
Murder.
I think that
It's
hopefully
a bug's life.
we are fine. But I think at best there's no way they're in like the middle of the U.S. So especially like the South middle where we are. They've got to at least be in like the far west or the far east of the U.S. I think we're fine for a bit until they get to Texas, and then we're dead.
Hopefully. How thick is a beekeeper uniform?
It's got to be pretty thick to keep out bees and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my.
Like
Maybe we just all wear denim outfits.
I mean, I'm sure
you can look it up,
a beekeeper uniform is gonna be thicker than denim.
You can look it up though. I saw videos of them like attacking a beehive, and it took 30 murder hornets attacked the beehive, and it took 30,000 bees to like get rid of them.
Did you know you can buy a beekeeping uniform for $60? I just looked it up.
I'm gonna invest.
Yeah, I think I want to buy a ton of them.
Well, he just explained to you it doesn't work.
Well, I'll just wear 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$20.
Once I wear 2, I'll be fine. Unless one of them decides to sting the same hole twice, and then I'm dead.
All right, Zach, your turn.
As for my fun fact, I really just have a bunch of them. I don't know really how this really happened, but I just learned a whole lot about bananas over the last month. For instance, did you know that we didn't have bananas in the United States? Like, no one ate them until after the Civil War. Like, even though that we had, like, found them in, like, the Bahamas and stuff, no one in the entire United States ever really ate them until after the Civil War. And then someone was like, hey, these things are pretty good. And so people started eating bananas. Other fun facts about bananas. The current species of banana that we actually eat is called a Cavendish banana. The original banana we used to eat was called the Gross Michael, but it became extinct in 1960 due to a giant disease. So, like, these bananas are supposed to be, like, more resistant to diseases, but scientists actually believe that eventually there's going to be another disease that will wipe out this current banana, and we're going to have new bananas in, like, 20 years.
So you better savor the taste of this banana while it lasts.
Yeah, I'm just hoping the next version of banana we get is like slightly tastier. Because I mean, like I like bananas, but like they could always use more flavor.
Mm.
Bananas are great. I love bananas.
Also, one other interesting fact is the fastest marathon ever run by a competitor dressed as a fruit was 2 hours and 58 minutes, and it was recorded at the Barcelona Marathon, and he was dressed as a banana, which kind of makes sense because it's a little bit harder to dress as like other fruits because bananas are kind of long. And other than that, bananas also float in water, as do apples and watermelons. Oh yeah, one last thing. I also learned that bananas, their like Latin name is Musa sapentium, which means the fruit of the wise man. So smarter in Latin.
What about a banana makes it wise?
Probably its color. Yellow is just a good color.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a wise color.
I think maybe you should tell Mr. Fugler about that whole marathon fruit thing.
Yeah, I mean, he is a marathon man.
Exactly. He could break the record.
Yellow and green is the wisest colors.
Oh?
I agree. Well, kind of like a color that symbolizes life. Like if I were to be any like color that was not like if I were to be a fruit and I were to be any color, I'm thinking like green or yellow would be like some of the good colors.
Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kiwis. Kiwis are so good. And watermelons, like the outside, not the inside.
Yeah.
Avocados.
Is an avocado a fruit?
Green grapes.
It is, right?
I don't know. Do you know, Zachary?
Zach.
Yes, an avocado is a fruit.
Okay.
Okay. That was about to mess me up.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know what that is.
However, in the USDA, it's actually classified as a vegetable. However, they are a fruit because they fit all the botanical criteria for a berry. They're actually a berry, not just a fruit. Interesting.
Oh. Interesting. That's a
We're
little
learning today, and so are you. Well, that's about all we have for the More You Know. We've given our multiple facts about our desired subjects. Now we're moving on to our next section. Hopefully, this will help you guys out quite a bit during the quarantine. Haley, tell us about some of the advice you've received, or rather the advice that you're about to give.
Okay, so the first question that we have comes from an anonymous junior who asks, I'm having a really hard time in quarantine. What are some ways that I can stay entertained? And that is a very large question because I think it is one that we are all suffering from, especially myself. It's very easy to get bored when you're sitting in your room all day. But I do think it's better to know that there are so many options for things that you could do. Like, I think boredom mostly comes from doing the same thing over and over again. Like, if you're really into like TikTok or whatever, if you watch TikToks all day, like obviously eventually you're going to get bored because you're going to get sick of doing the same thing. So I think it comes from a balance of finding like a bunch of different things to do and kind of cycling yourself around them. So like, you know, I really like embroidery and, you know, coloring and stuff like that. So I'll cycle from like playing a video game to like coloring a coloring book or whatever. So, you know, even though there's not a lot of stuff that I can do as far as going outside, at least I'm not doing the same thing all day over and over again. Y'all got any tips?
I've kind of done the opposite.
Stay productive.
Same thing every single day in quarantine.
Really? What have you been doing?
Maybe if I just like cycle, that will help me, you know,
yeah.
Interesting quarantine. Because like all the days just sort of blur together at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you wake up, you go to sleep. You wake up, you go to sleep. You wake up, you go to sleep. The only thing that like differentiates my day is like what food I ate that day.
Exactly. And it's really hard because it's like, what's the point, you know, because, you know, in 20 years, none of us are going to remember any specific thing that we did during the quarantine. Sure, we're going to remember the quarantine, obviously, because it's a very important thing, but because, you know, we're doing the same things over and over again, and it's just kind of blurring together and everything. So I think maybe, and I haven't exactly tried this, but now that I'm thinking about it, if you know that that's the case, maybe try to go into every day saying, you know, I'll do this one different thing today. I can remember this day, so this day will be different from tomorrow and different from the day after or something like that.
You think we're gonna tell our kids and grandkids about quarantine like the war? Like,
back in my day, back in
Yeah.
my day, I didn't go to school.
Yeah, back in my day, I had to wear a mask to go to Walmart.
You couldn't go to school.
Who knows?
Well, Haley, you got a second advice question for us?
I do, and that one was pretty serious. So I think we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. This one comes from an anonymous senior. They say, "Let me be honest for a second. I'm not really a super clean person. Considering I will no longer be having a room to myself next year, aka college, and my roommate seems to be extremely clean, I'd like to ask your opinion on my living space. On a scale of tornado to Mr. Clean Magic Eraser commercial, how clean do you think I should strive for? Try to keep it real."
I think everyone should strive for it to be Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. But I mean, I don't think any of us are that. I think we should strive to be that, but really if you're in a room like that, I think as long as you're like matching how clean he is or she is, how like you're gonna be fine.
Just like pick up the clothes off the ground. That's usually most people's thing is they don't want to put clothes in the laundry or whatever.
As long as you have your responsibilities and you're making sure that you do them, like that's probably gonna be fine. Now, you don't know your roommate. They may be like a super clean freak. And if that's the case, you probably got to go a little bit more the extra mile. But no one's going to make you like clean your floors and like wash like the walls every single day. You know, as long as you're making sure that you pick up after yourself and ensure that your room is at least remotely like clean, then you'll be fine.
Yeah. And
cleaning's fun though.
Yeah, sometimes it really is, especially like when your room has just like not been clean for a while, like just watching it like change is nice.
Yeah, and like a college dorm is so much smaller than what your room is probably. So on one hand, that means you don't have like a lot of space to put things, but that's almost like a good thing because it means that there's only so much clutter that you can have because you don't have a lot of room to have like copious amounts of things. And then with the whole having a roommate thing, I think a lot of that is just like establishing like an open dialogue. You don't ever want to get to the point where that person feels afraid to talk to you, but it's really, really bothering them, the state of your side of the room, but they don't feel comfortable enough to tell you that. So they just sit there and stew in that anger and eventually it blows up in both of your faces. So I think as long as you make an actual effort to be some sort of clean and you assure the other person that you can talk about whenever it's getting too much or it's not enough or whatever, then I think you'll both be fine.
Yeah, like we can't give you the best answer, but hopefully like we can give you as close of an answer as we can. And when you actually go to college, your roommate will be able to help you figure out exactly like what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if they're a super clean person, that probably means they're really good at cleaning, which means they could probably help you out.
And really responsible.
And that's always a good thing. You want a responsible roommate. Definitely as opposed to like an irresponsible roommate.
Yes.
I believe that's all the advice we have. Is that right, Haley?
Yes.
Moving on to our next section, probably our favorite section. We've got One Gotta Go. We have 2 sets of 4 this time. Both of them interesting. Actually, one of them would have tied into the first advice. Question. But we'll actually get to that one now. Our first set is celebrities. One gotta go. Tom Hanks, Beyonce, Samuel L. Jackson, or Brad Pitt. This is difficult. Now, the thing is, 3 of them have to do with movies, and one of them mainly has to do with music. And so, I think that we can't take the music one out here. I would feel very difficult. I feel like it'd be very difficult regardless to take out Beyonce.
Yeah, it's Beyonce. Like
it then narrows down to Tom Hanks, Samuel L. Jackson, or Brad Pitt. And then you got to think like, then their movies also got to go.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson has all the Marvel movies, Pulp Fiction. Brad Pitt has.
In movies, and Tom Hanks.
Brad Pitt's in one. Tom Hanks, you gotta get rid of Forrest Gump.
So we had this conversation before we started this because whenever they pitched this to me, I went through the list and I was like, oh, let me just refresh myself on some of the movies that I've seen with these people in it. So I looked at Brad Pitt, and I realized that out of
He is the best actor.
30-year career, I have only ever seen Megamind, which has him in it.
You need to see more of his movies. Now we can't endorse any of those in the podcast, but there are some incredible movies.
Yeah. I mean, Megamind
Fire though. That's a great movie. Okay, can I think that maybe we should sub out Beyonce for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right now?
Right now?
I think so. We should make it 4 movies.
All right,
think
okay.
so.
4 actors. Tom Hanks.
Because I'm thinking putting Beyonce against those 3 people, she's easily out. But Leo, he's like on the same playing field.
Yeah, that makes it very difficult. Because Leonardo DiCaprio also in so many amazing movies. And like,
yep.
Now I've actually got to think a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to think very hard because for me, unfortunately,
I cannot believe you're gonna say that, Haley. Even if you haven't seen the movie, I think he's easily the best on this list. Oh, this is difficult. I can't take out Leo DiCaprio. I can't take out Brad Pitt. It's either Tom Hanks or Samuel L. Jackson for me. And I'm trying to...
Really? You would take out Tom Hanks?
Out of those 2, I like Leo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt more. And so... This is difficult.
Tom Hanks, the only movie I know that he's in is Forrest Gump.
He
Castaway.
was big.
Toy
Castaway,
Story.
Saving Private Ryan, The Green Mile. He's in so much.
Toy Story. All 3 Toy Stories.
He was also in freaking
I've seen Toy Story.
He was in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the movie about Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have not seen very many movies. I've just.
Oh my.
I
gotta see what Samuel L. Jackson were in again. This is difficult.
Every Marvel movie.
I know. Oh, but then you have to take away the entire MCU.
And Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably live without Snakes in a Plane.
And Shawshank Redemption is one of my favorite.
He was in Jurassic Park.
Really? Wait, the new one or the old one?
You okay?
I don't think Samuel L. Jackson's in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, he is.
No, that's Morgan Freeman. That's Morgan.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to get rid of Samuel because you were like, Shawshank Redemption was great.
I had to look it up. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's not in that movie. Mauro just texted me, oh my god.
She said Morgan Freeman's in Shawshank. No, because you said that, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I love how you
I forgot.
It I was a little confused every time you said it. And then I was like, wait a second. She's definitely wrong about this. Samuel L. Jackson is not.
I just
That's why that caught me off guard, because I was like, oh yeah, sure.
Well, now you have to take out Samuel L. Jackson. It's an obligation for you now.
Yeah, because that was your only defense for him.
Yeah, you were like,
gone.
How have you not seen a Tom Hanks movie either, except for what was the one you saw? Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
And Toys.
All right, I'm excusing myself from this
seen...
conversation. Y'all can do this without me. Obviously, I'm way too stupid to be having it.
All right, Kevin. Let's get down to the business here. Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel L. Jackson, or Brad Pitt?
I think that of all these people,
you're cutting out, Kevin.
you might have to take out Brad Pitt.
What?
I think out of all these people, you might have.
I heard the back end of what you said. I heard that you said Brad Pitt, and I just cannot believe that. That means you have to take out every single movie that he was in. Well, not necessarily like the movie that he was in, but more the fact that like the characters that he played. And
Yeah,
a movie that he's in where his character does not steal the show. Every
he
movie.
does. But in all those movies, they're not as big.
Think
as,
about
like,
it though.
Toy Story.
But some of those movies would still exist, but the characters would just be played a little bit differently. If any of the movies that Brad Pitt was in, his characters were played a little bit differently and were not played by Brad Pitt, they would not be the same. Not even.
Same thing with Tom Hanks. Like, if you took him out of Forrest Gump, that movie might be unwatchable.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Well,
Because he walked a very fine line.
Okay, but that brings us down to Leo DiCaprio and Samuel L. Jackson.
You can't take out Leo.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You gotta get rid of Titanic.
No. Look, I know. I'm talking about Samuel L. Jackson. If you remove the movie that he was in, like the MCU, there would be another character that would, like another actor that would replace Nick Fury and probably play Nick Fury, almost just as good. If not, like, I mean, maybe they wouldn't be as good as Samuel L. Jackson, but the movie, the entire series would still be watchable.
But then think about this. I'm not recommending y'all should watch it, but Pulp Fiction. If you took Samuel, if you took him out of that movie, it's not the same movie.
Well, I understand that.
Like, he's literally the movie.
This is difficult.
But Brad Pitt, if you took him out of the movies he was in,
it
would be different.
No, you cannot take him out of movies like Fight Club or the other movie that he did with Quentin Tarantino. Oh my God!
What are more iconic movies that Tom Hanks has been in other than Forrest Gump?
Castaway, all the Toy Stories, Saving Private Ryan.
Big.
Big.
Castaway. He was in that Mr. Rogers movie that came out recently.
Yeah.
Are those more important than Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio movies again. Make sure I know them all.
Was iconic. That movie's quotable to this day. Leo.
Oh my gosh! You can't take away stuff like Inception and Shutter Island.
No, I'm not gonna take away Inception.
Oh my gosh!
And then he has The Great Gatsby and The Revenant, and then Titanic. You can't take away Titanic.
I don't want to do it.
You gotta come to a decision.
I'm taking away Samuel L. Jackson. I think
I'm getting rid of Brad Pitt.
I just can't believe you saying that. Like, that is.
I got to.
That is like the one that is non-negotiable for me. He's so good. He's so good.
All right, and I'm abstaining because I've already embarrassed myself.
Oh, actually, Mara also shared her opinion. She believes that Tom Hanks is non-negotiable, and Leonardo and Samuel L. Jackson could be replaced. Brad Pitt is second. So
Leonardo, I think, could be replaced, but I don't think Samuel could.
I don't agree. I don't know.
Because something about Samuel L. Jackson, he's just so distinct.
That's true. Gosh, I might have to change Leo DiCaprio.
He's so distinct. Like, whenever he's in something, you're like, that's Samuel.
I think that Leo DiCaprio could probably be replaced in a movie like Titanic. I think it's got to be Leo DiCaprio for me.
Okay, I switched to Leo. I agree with you.
I really like him, but I don't. But I think out of all these four, he's the one that's got to go. If we're doing
Brad Pitt,
the
reason I wouldn't get rid of Brad Pitt on second thought is because he's really charming as an actor. Like, whenever he's in something,
he plays characters so good.
Yeah.
He's so good at his character.
So Leo, he's kind of just the most generic out of them all.
Honestly, I'm sure we could get another four and be just as divisive.
Yeah.
Pretty good actor.
All right, y'all want to move on to the next one? Gotta go?
All right, Haley, transition us over.
All right, next one gotta go. Very different. This one, it's desserts, which hopefully I can't be as misinformed about this one.
Oh, these are difficult.
Ice cream, cookies, cake, and brownies. I have my answer.
Okay, I have mine too.
Okay, one gotta go, cake.
Cookies. I can't believe you say cake.
Cake is only good whenever it's super dense and super moist. Whenever it's ugh.
And that's like that makes that's when it's better than every other dessert on this list.
Mm-mm.
Question.
Yes.
If we take away cookies, that's every type of cookie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that would also take away every type of cake, every type of ice cream. Actually, I take brownies. There's not a whole lot of brownies.
Brownies are the best.
Brownies.
Yeah, like
Brownies are the
a lot of
least
brownies-
versatile out of them.
yeah, they're not very versatile, and they honestly like a lot of the time they don't come out like super good compared to like cakes and really good.
Hush.
The varieties.
Y'all are wrong. Brownies are the best dessert on this list, and that's
Brownies are fire, but like
No, they're
there would be
really
more
good.
to
And I
lose
agree
cookies
that
than brownies.
in most cases, I would actually enjoy brownies more than I would enjoy cookies. But the varieties of cookies, I can't take them away.
You usually have to match brownies with something for it to be spectacular, like brownies
Yeah.
and ice cream.
Oh
I
my!
don't think brownies is like a standalone dessert like that. It needs
Exactly.
a partner.
I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly.
I just
Fudgy brownie.
And ice cream and all that, they can stand alone.
like ice cream. No, at least no one can take away ice cream. Ice cream has so many varieties that like
No,
you cannot like ice cream.
especially soft serve ice cream. I like that
Exactly.
the most.
But like,
Plus
I
you
just,
make
cake is just like
milkshakes,
not
guys.
the thing.
If you
know?
take away ice cream, you're also taking away all the experiences and memories you had at Posado's as a little kid, going up to the ice cream machine, begging your mom to let you have some.
Well, cake.
That's sacrilege.
The only thing with cake is like if I'm comparing the
Birthdays.
best cake I've ever had to the best brownie I ever had, cake wins by a long shot.
Oh, yeah.
Like cake's not done
easily.
right all the time, but
when
it's
it is done right, it
max.
is so good.
Yeah,
You don't have to.
Well,
I'm going brownies.
Yeah,
Mm.
Brownie, and Haley, I cannot believe you said cake. Well, that's our one gotta goes, the final one of the podcast this year. Hopefully, we'll hit you with some more better one gotta goes next year.
And hopefully you'll have someone who's a lot more educated than me.
I mean, you were pretty educated on desserts. Movies,
Oh yeah.
you've got to watch some movies. You've got to watch some movies.
Gotta get
I
on
do.
some movies.
Yeah.
All right, so final
Maybe rewatch
podcast.
Shawshank.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
And now our final segment of the podcast, the final segment of the podcast this year, in fact. What makes you happy? A segment that we actually introduced last time on the podcast during quarantine. It's just essentially what makes us happy during the quarantine. We each have our own little sayings. Haley, you start us off.
okay, so mine, I chose podcasts, and although that does include this podcast, I do enjoy this a lot, and I do like the Eagle Cast. That's not really what I had in mind. Specifically, there's this podcast called My Brother and Me that I've listened to like constantly. It's got like 500 and something episodes, and each episode is like an hour long. And I started this. Oh, nice. I started this before quarantine started, but I started with like episode like 500 and then did those couple, and then 400 did those couple. Yeah, I've made my way all the way back to the 200s.
You've
So-
watched like 600 episodes?
Listen to 200 episodes.
Okay, never mind. I can't.
Like,
count.
how many do you listen to a day?
Well, just like one or two or whatever. It just depends. I listen to them whenever I'm driving or like whenever I'm like playing a game, something that doesn't require a lot of power, you know? But yeah, so that's kind of been my thing recently. But they're really good and they make me laugh. And it's fun.
I might need to listen.
Yeah, and it's
I haven't
really
listened to a podcast in like, other than like our own, for a long time.
yeah. And that one is really unique because the hosts are all like brothers, so it has like this like kind of familial feel, and I don't have any.
Yeah.
So for some reason, that's like really comforting to me. So I really like it.
All right, Kevin.
Do they have like a niche that they stick to, or is it just like?
Oh yeah,
whatever
do they have like
think about?
segments?
Yeah, actually their tagline is an advice show for the modern era. So their whole thing, like they get like user submitted advice questions.
I see. So they've just copied you. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
Took our
they do
whole
it
flow.
differently than we do it. And then they get questions that people have asked on Yahoo Answers, and they just answer them in funny ways. It's not like a
That's
real,
cool.
we give like real advice or whatever. We try to, but they're just,
They make situations worse.
yeah. Me, a 17-year-old, is way more qualified.
Well, Kevin, tell us what makes you happy this quarantine.
TikTok. I've been on.
You cut out, Kevin. Say that again.
On it a lot. I'm making a lot. I said TikTok. I've been on it a lot, and it's really fun. I like it.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
They're not good, but like.
I've been watching your TikToks, Kevin. I think they're pretty good.
Wait, you make TikToks?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've been doing quite a bit. Oh my gosh, the one about the haircut.
I don't follow you.
The haircut one, that was so.
Oh, the haircut.
Oh, it was so like dramatic.
Are you famous yet, Kevin?
He wants to be. I can tell.
A few of them have gotten like 1,000 views. Like a couple have gotten 3,000, but like they kind of fluctuate. It depends on the day. Check it out though. I'll send you my account after this.
Okay.
Is that?
As for me, what contrary to like a lot of people's feelings during this quarantine, what's actually made me really happy this quarantine, a lot of it has to do with like food. So in the quarantine, realizing that we wouldn't be able to go out to eat a whole lot, we actually bought an air fryer, and oh my, those are life changing. All frozen foods are now infinitely better. All leftovers are now infinitely better. And now with so much free time we have in our hands and so many like, you know, because we can't go to restaurants, I have to like learn a bunch of like recipes now. And so like I'm trying a bunch of like new random foods and like combinations of things that we have at the house. And oh man, I've learned so much. I feel
sounds like a commercial.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of is. Those things are the best. Oh, they're life changing. And if you get one, you will agree with me. Everything is different now. Like, especially like any sort of like frozen fried food, like chicken strips that you would get like at the grocery store and like fries in your freeze in your freezer. They're so good in the air fryer because like they actually like, oh, they're crisp.
Honestly, you can buy one now with 1-800-airfryer.com.
Yeah, you should advertise for them. Dude.
Honestly, probably could. They're so good. They made me very happy.
We better get that sponsor after this.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully we can get Ninja, the blender company, to the blender and air fryer company to sponsor us.
I thought you meant the Fortnite gamer.
Both of them, hopefully.
Oh yeah. Hopefully we get Ninja using a Ninja while Zach talks about it.
That'd be the best. Good job hiding him, Kevin. Well, I think with that, that's the end of the final segment of the final podcast of the first year.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about, you know?
We've come a long way.
Taylor, we're going to miss you.
Yeah. What going away song should we sing?
I mean, there's really only
Country Roads. Yeah, can we sing Country Roads?
Yes, but I'm gonna sit back, bask in it.
Okay, remember the last time we sang Country Roads, it didn't go as well. This time we'll.
Oh yeah, so y'all gotta step it up. This time,
wait,
y'all gotta step it up.
Are we starting from the chorus? Like where are we starting from?
This is difficult. Haley, you choose.
Yeah, you gotta start from the chorus. Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna use you to start, Kevin.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong.
Goodbye, Haley.
Mountain Mama. Country roads.
Oh no, I got the lyrics wrong.
Oh no! I'm not the only dummy on this podcast.
I said, "Take me home, country." Wait. Oh gosh.
Wait, what'd you say?
Okay, it was very beautiful, and I
said, "Take me home" first.
I think y'all did a beautiful job. I think that was a
wait. No, I said it correctly. Kevin, you got it wrong.
Oh. End this year on this drama. Y'all gotta do this again next year.
We gotta start the podcast with this next year. Just like off.
Settle it. Well,
kind of bittersweet. It's been
very fun.
It's been fun.
Yes, and I had a lot of fun doing this, and it was very cool. And don't worry, it'll be back next year with these two dudes, and somebody else, and it'll be really good. Not as good because I won't be there, but it'll still be really good.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a little bit difficult without Haley because she kind of pulls us all together.
You're right.
Like, especially this podcast. I don't know when it was going to happen if Haley had not showed up.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
Forever. Not forever. For 6 months, 4 months, 5 months. Bye.
All right.